Welcome to the Rube Report, a weekly in-depth look at Astoria High School sports with Athletic Director Howard Rube. The Rube Report is brought to you by Northwest Lending Group. It's time to hit the ground running. Here's your host, Coach Howard Rube.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rube Report. This is Howard Rube, Athletic Director and Head Football Coach of your Astoria High Fighting Fishermen. Very excited to be with you on this Thursday afternoon. We have a lot to talk about in the world of AHS athletics. Big homecoming week this week with our Clatsop County rival, the Seaside Seagulls. And I will be joined by Mr. Sean O'Connor, the producer of our show, and the voice of the fishermen, Mr. Dane Gouge, and owner-operator of Astoria Ford. A great show lined up for you, so please stay with us. Welcome back to the Rube Report. I would like to thank our title sponsor, the Northwest Lending Group. The Northwest Lending Group has been helping Clatsop County residents achieve their dream of homeownership since 1992. Greg has a full range of mortgage products. Please give him a call in Astoria for a no-pressure talk about your home financing needs. Greg can be reached at 503-325-4116. Again, that's 503-325-4116. And we would also like to thank our participating sponsor, Joe's Mobile.
Joe's Mobile Oil. No need to foil. You can even get...
Foil.
No need to toil. You can even get aluminum foil at Joe's Mobile Oil. I knew I should have drank that energy drink today.
Well, speaking of energy drinks, let's talk about your new store real quick.
Yeah.
Just because it's going up like gangbusters. It looks great.
It's really getting there now. So the big front's up, and the end of the week the glass will be in, and
the sign,
will be
the
done.
big sign's going up.
Yep, and the big, you'll notice here, I think in a couple of weeks, the sign in front of the old store is going to be moved to the new store.
Oh,
the
very
big
nice.
Ford sign. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting. And since we're talking about the business, I do want to thank you again for supporting the Drive One for Your School last weekend.
Boy, that was awesome.
I think we ended up around 250 test drives.
Yeah, great.
And/or
real close to the goal.
Absolutely.
And they had a great job. They did a great job for the Sober Senior Celebration. Let's get that right. Raising some money with a car wash and selling hot dogs and selling hats and all that stuff.
We had a busy day at Astoria Ford last Saturday, and it was all good for kids.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. And if you want some of those hats, if you want to buy one of those hats, they're $25. They're very nice hats. Embroidered big A on the front, white with purple, and a stomper on the back.
Very nice.
They're nice. So.
And all the proceeds are going to help the senior celebration, which is our post-graduation night.
To keep the kids safe.
To keep the kids safe on graduation night.
They party all night.
Safely, in a good way.
Well, part of the safe thing, I don't know, because they had those big bowling ball things that they climbed in. And
the big bowling? What do you mean?
You know, the big balls, and they played like human soccer with themselves. that was crazy.
I didn't. I dealt cards last year at that, so I don't remember. I didn't really get in there and see the kids do that.
So they had a full court basketball at
Tongue Point where
and
where
they
it is.
get inside these big blow up round balls, and they can run. Their legs are sticking out, and they hit each other with them. And they're trying to kick a soccer ball, but you can hit each other. So these kids are bouncing around everywhere like they're the human balls.
That's great.
It was crazy.
Well, it is a lot of fun. The parents do a great job with that. Parents, I would encourage your seniors to get more involved with that. You know, I think we had a lot of parents working last Saturday and not enough kids, if I were to be critical of one thing. And I'm just going to throw that out there and tell the parents right now, it's their senior celebration. They can get involved. They can help do the 50-50 raffles. They can help sell the cloth. I don't think the parents should be doing everything. And thank you to those parents that helped with the car wash and to those seniors that did show up to help. But you're a big class, and we should get more seniors participating.
I totally appreciate what you just said, because my wife's been at it for 2 years.
Well, sure, because she helped with Bailey's, and now
with Caleb.
And now Caleb, back-to-back graduates. So
and there's not enough people that come out and help. So
yeah,
the merrier. Plus, everybody's having fun. So it
is good. Yeah, absolutely, it's fun. We had a big volunteer weekend. We hosted the youth football jamboree at CMH Field as well, and the high school football team also helped with that, and I was proud of our kids, how they stepped up and did a lot of good things.
That place was packed.
It was packed. We brought a lot of people into the community, and I want to mention that because that is one of the things, we thought with regard to CMH Field and how it would help be an asset and hopefully be an asset to the community by being able to bring in groups and events. And we've had 2 football jamborees this fall. It's not to say that we could not have done that if we were still downtown at old John Warren Stadium, but it makes it a lot easier to do it at a facility like CMH Field. And to be quite honest, because the facility is what it is, those leagues and associations make sure we can host.
Right.
Where in the past, Astoria could get bypassed. It's not like people were knocking down the doors to make sure they could come and have an event at John Warren, just because it's of the amenities and the parking and everything that our new facility brings. And obviously the turf field makes it so we can do events around the clock and keep kids on it. And that is, again, a great thing. If you go by the field at a certain time of day, you'll see the high school teams getting off it. You'll see youth teams getting on it. You'll see, and when I say high school teams, I mean football and soccer in the fall, youth football right now, the marching band. And it's really great to see so much activity on the field.
Yeah, and when we get those football games, I've been involved with Astoria youth football for years.
I still remember when you first called me. That was my first introduction to Dane Gouge.
Yeah, can I coach? Yeah, call Faleo Poyer. Faleo, what?
Yeah, exactly.
But the coaches meet up, and the managers of the clubs, and sometimes they do pass you up, but they all want to come here because the facility is so nice.
Absolutely.
And that's great for the youth football team because they raise a lot of money at the concession stands. So it's
win-win for everybody. Hopefully, the downtown businesses win as well, and we look forward to hopefully hosting a lot of different community events at CMH Field as now we're in our second full year with the facility. And again, I was up locking up the other night on top of the crow's nest, plugging in the blow up Gumbies to keep the seagulls off the roof. But what was interesting, again, about just being up that high and then going out and looking at the facility visually from such a high spot, it really is a remarkable venue, and everybody that was associated with making that happen should be very, very, very proud of it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So with that, I think it's a good time to probably go to commercial. We'll go to commercial. We'll come back. We'll talk about everything involved in Astoria High athletics. Welcome back to the Rube Report. Again, thank you to Greg at Northwest Lending Group and Joe's Mobile. But we also want to thank Astoria Ford, Pacific Power, P&L Johnson, Van Dusen Beverages, the Ohana Media Group, PNC Construction, and Clatsop Distributing for their sponsorship of the Rube Report and Astoria Ford's webcams of our games and all our contests.
Dane TV.
And we call that Dane TV.
Dane TV.
I like it.
We had 127 viewers last game.
No kidding.
Yep, most of the season.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Part of that, I believe, is the Valley Catholic Athletic Department did a pretty good job of getting word out to their community that if they could not attend, please view. So I know that helped. And then, obviously, all of my family in Illinois is part of that, and my daughter's in school. Oh, speaking of which, my daughters are a little upset they haven't gotten a shout-out during the telecast yet.
Okay, we'll give them
Somebody got a shout-out. I don't know if it was Denver or some of your family. Somebody got a shout-out, and their feelings were hurt because they have not got a shout-out yet.
Well, last time they were at the game,
That's true.
I should have shot out the window.
Well, now they're both back at school, and they cannot be in attendance. So
I'll give them a shout out.
Better give
the
Twinks a shout out. Zoe and Kennedy Rube. They will appreciate that. Let me talk about everything else going on in AHS athletics because I know you'll want to talk a little bit about last week's football game and tomorrow night's showdown with Seaside. unfortunately, on Tuesday, our volleyball team took one on the chin to the Scappoose Indians, and we are back in action at the Brick House with volleyball tonight. JV and JV2 games at 5 p.m. with the varsity contest start around 6:45, and we are hosting Valley Catholic tonight, one of the perennial powerhouses in volleyball. So we wish our girls the best of luck. We know we need to bring our A game and find a way to be competitive tonight. We were pretty competitive on Tuesday with Scappoose, but could not finish, which is obviously frustrating for coaches and players and fans and everybody involved. But the girls are going to continue to work hard and do the right things. I'm also proud of the program. We are going to host a JV2 tournament this Saturday. That tournament was originally scheduled to be in Seaside, but Seaside could not host it, so our coaches and players volunteered to take on the responsibility, and our JV2 team will be in action this Saturday as well at home. Contest beginning at 9 a.m. Our JV, that's our JV2 program. Our JV program will also be in action this Saturday. They will be at Seaside for the Seaside tournament. Next week, the volleyball team is on Tuesday, hosting the Seaside Seagulls as we continue the Clatsop Clash into next week. And then Thursday we will be at Tillamook as we start the second time around in league play next Thursday. The soccer programs, the girls soccer team had a big win, 6-1 on Tuesday against the Tillamook Cheesemakers. And this afternoon they are in Banks for a 4:15 first start. And our boys soccer team tonight will be hosting Taft at 5 p.m. It's the last home game out in Warrenton at the Hal Snow Volunteer Fields. As next month, as October rolls around into next week, we will begin playing all of our soccer games at CMH Field on Tuesday and Thursday. So basically, the month of October, there will be a soccer event at CMH Field every Tuesday and Thursday night, because if our boys are at home, the girls are on the road and vice versa. And next week, it actually starts out that the boys are on the road all week and the girls will be hosting all week. And when we move games to CMH Field for soccer, the junior varsity contests start at 5:30 and the varsity contests at 7:30. So next week, the boys will be at Scappoose on Tuesday and at Valley Catholic on Thursday, which means our girls will be hosting Scappoose on Tuesday and Valley Catholic on Thursday. So that is how the league soccer schedule basically works. The genders are always at opposite sites. The boys took a tough one on the chin, 1-0 at Tillamook on Tuesday.
It's 1-0.
1-0, thank you. Appreciate
You got to know your soccer terms.
I thought Sean was going to jump in on that one, but
No.
It's 1-0.
I'll leave that to you, buddy.
1-0, Coach Rube, 1-0.
And it's tough. Our boys have been competing hard, doing a lot of good things. We've had a couple tough losses, and as we're getting ready to finish the first time around and start the second time around, I'm confident the guys will continue to work hard with Coach Kane, and some good results will happen for us. And so that's kind of everything going on with soccer and volleyball. The cross-country team next week will be at the Estacada Invitational on Wednesday. And the cross-country team's doing very well. We have really good team chemistry. I'd like to mention today they are traveling to Ilwaco with our middle school team. This is a combined middle school and high school event at the Black Lake Invitational hosted by Ilwaco High School. And we wish all of our competitors the best of luck with that. So a lot of things going in a good way. And at the middle school level, big win for our middle school volleyball team. They were able to beat Banks on Monday, which was a big deal. Anytime you beat Banks in volleyball at any level, high school or middle school, it's a big deal. So congrats to Coach Hensley and our middle school team for that.
That's some great stuff going on in the middle school. I see them at the football game all together wearing their jerseys, and appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. The middle school football program's been doing real well, and as you said, I think those kids have been doing a good job getting to middle school events, similar to how we're trying to do things at the high school, supporting everybody. So a lot of good things happening in both high school and middle school athletics right now.
Right on.
And one of the good things was a real nice win for our football program last Friday against Valley Catholic on youth football night. And it's always a great night to have our youth football kids out there performing at halftime and taking the field with the team. As we like to remind the guys, we normally at some point during the week bring out the poem "Little Eyes Upon You" and try to remind them that they are a role model to those younger kids, and
Right.
we'll hopefully act accordingly and remember that as they're representing our school and community. And I thought, obviously, on the field, we did a pretty good job of representing ourselves. We had a great second half against a very good opponent.
That was the best they played all year. Outstanding on both ends of the ball. I told you that the coaching was awesome because I love the defensive front. One time there's one guy there, then there's four guys, and maybe no guys, and they didn't know what was coming. It was awesome to watch.
The defensive staff put together a great game plan. We did show them a lot of different looks. One of the things Valley Catholic likes to do offensively is actually signal in their play after they see how the defense is going to align. And so we really tried to disguise what we were doing into the last possible second throughout the night, and used a lot of different personnel. As you mentioned, at one point we only had one defensive lineman with his hand down, and more than just at one time, but one package we used. We actually called that our cheetah package. All of our smaller, faster guys out there and only one defensive lineman. And so a lot of real good things defensively against a team that had been scoring on average 45 points a game in their first 3 games. And we really slowed them down. I thought we did a lot of really good things defensively. I thought, we came out fast and were physical at the beginning. And, we felt like our depth could be an advantage to us. And we wanted to make sure we were the more physical club, and I think we set that tone early and did a lot of good things.
Yeah, well, when the game started, I saw him come out there, and I'm like, holy cow, this is like a college team. Their receivers are 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", 280 pounds.
Yeah.
Their tight ends, huge.
Yeah, I know.
And they got speed, and the quarterback can check the rock. And I'm like, oh, we might be in trouble here. These kids are big. And no, we are definitely the more physical team.
I thought, I would agree, I thought we were more physical. I think, obviously, in the game of football, that's a pretty key factor to help you have some success, is have that mindset that you're going to be the more physical club. And, in the right, wrong, or otherwise, that's part of the game.
Right.
It's, it's a collision sport, and we did a good job. I think our kids are doing a good job of playing clean and but playing very physically, and that showed. I thought offensively we executed pretty well. We had a couple series that we would like to take back. We need to clean up winning first down better. A couple of the drives that stalled were because we were in second and long, and you don't want to live in second and long. And but I think very correctable things, and we're looking for a big game tomorrow night.
It didn't seem to matter what down it was or what the yardage was. It was Fritz to Ryan Palick, and it's a first down or a touchdown. Those two were hooking up, and it was awesome.
Ryan has done a great job building trust and earning trust with Fritz at quarterback, as have all the receivers. I thought Kyle Strange had a really good night again. Jacob Olsen was a little quiet at receiver, but is very capable, does a great job blocking on the edge. One of the things we hope to do more this week than we've done in the last couple weeks is actually run to the edge. So we hope to see some improvement in that. We've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. And having Jacob Olsen as one of our slot receivers blocking on the edge allows that, even though he's not very big. He has great feet and is great with his hands, and is physical for someone who's not a real big player. And obviously Ryan and Kyle are bigger targets and are very capable blockers. So we hope to get that going again. Overall, it's hard to just name a couple guys when overall it was a great victory. We did a lot of good things up front. Again, I think we keep improving every week on both sides of the ball, and certainly we're looking for a big night on homecoming night against our rivals from the South County.
Well, I think if you put that passing game together with what the running game was, you got Tyler Linkstead going in there to punch it in. Samboy Tuamata had a great game, and so did Ranta. They were running the ball everywhere. So, I mean, everybody was doing their part back there.
Yep. The one guy I do want to point out, and I know we're running out of time, and I hope we don't get cut off before I can recognize him. Cole Olson had an outstanding game at both linebacker, and then also was able to carry the ball on our last drive and do some great things. And unfortunately, Cole had an off-field accident, so to speak, over the weekend, and so we're going to miss him. He actually broke his ankle and is out indefinitely. And all our good thoughts go to Cole. I know he's devastated to not be able to play this weekend and may not be able to play at the end of the year. And he's just been such a big part of our success and our program. And I just want to wish him the best. And, I'm hoping a game ball and victory can be coming his way very soon.
You betcha.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate it, and we hope to see you at the Clatsop Clash homecoming game tomorrow night. Please also remember you may purchase your tickets in advance to expedite the process getting through the parking at the stadium. So you may purchase tickets from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Astoria High main office, and by doing so, you can then use the Recology lower entry to enter the stadium, and it'll expedite things. So if you're able to do that, please do so.
And if you can't make it out to the game, which we want you to be there, but you can go to AstoriaFord.com and click the link and watch it live.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, everyone.
This has been the Rube Report, a weekly look at Astoria High School fishermen sports with Athletic Director Howard Rube. The Rube Report is brought to you by Northwest Lending Group. Tune in next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. for the latest Astoria High School sports headlines on Cast 1370, News and Talk for the Coast.